On today's show, we take a look at new jobs here in Las Vegas and new economic plans.
We also speak with a UNLV student with the latest fashion trends. All that and more coming up on Studio G.
Welcome to Studio G. I'm Sydney Arpano.
And I'm Ariel Mack. Thank you for joining us once again.
As of yesterday, Nevada health officials reported 390 new positive COVID-19 cases, along with 4 new deaths related to the virus. The state's Health Department of Health and Human Services states that through April 27th, over 314,475 COVID-19 cases have been reported in the state. 243,155 of those cases were from Clark County.
The state's test positivity has gone up to 5.7% and hasn't gone down since April 15th. The Nevada Hospital Association reported that daily hospital admissions dropped from 181 patients per day to less than 50. NVHA says that current conditions favor the state's roadmap to recovery transitions, plans timing for reopening.
Do you love the Raiders and are looking for a job opportunity?
Allegiant Stadium is currently hiring around 2,200 part-time game day staff for the Las Vegas Raiders 2021 season. The positions include roles in hospitality, food service, security, ticketing, customer service, custodial, and several other departments during the 9 home games played at the stadium. An interested applicant tells us about her interest in the position.
I graduated from UNLV fall of 2020. I did some pre-applications for places, including the stadium. The whole pandemic, everything got pushed back. The games got canceled or they got moved somewhere else. Everything just there was no point of having employees. So the start date for them just kept getting pushed back and back and back to the point where people were just okay, well, I'm just going to seek out other opportunities.
I know they're hiring doing virtual interviews instead of in person. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I would want to do it in person, but I'm perfectly okay doing it online. I mean, I've done a few other things. Not something that's hard to get used to, but I'm more of a person who likes to do things in person.
Interested individuals should be available to work all Las Vegas Raiders home games, as well as other various sports and entertainment events, including UNLV's football games. For more information, visit allegiantstadium.com. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Sydney Arpano.
It's great that Allegiant Stadium is creating so many job opportunities here in the Valley. UNLV students can look forward to more new and tasty food places coming soon around campus. Studio G reporter Dejon Sullivan has more on this story.
UNLV has a line of different new food spots to check out starting now and moving forward to the summer and fall semester, starting with Chicken Shack. We have Pizza Forte, one very special venue by the name of Cup Bop. With the pleasure of being able to speak with one of the staff, she informed us on how long this venue has actually been here.
So we've actually only been here since October 1st of 2020 during the pandemic.
I also wanted to know how the progress has been since Cup Bop has been around the UNLV area.
Actually, progress has been great. The feedback has been great. With the students across the street, everyone's loving the Cup Bop culture, the food, the style, the taste, and the convenience of having the Korean barbecue cravings at a faster pace.
And as the spring semester comes to an end, we hope to see new food and new adventures here in the UNLV area. I'm Dejon Sullivan with Studio G.
Be sure to check out those locations as they begin opening up.
I'm Lewis with your local updates. Jose Rigel, one of the 2 men that was accused in the killing and cover-up of Leslie Palacio, will go to trial this summer. The 46-year-old man is facing charges of destroying evidence, accessory to commit murder. Authorities are still searching for Jose's son, Eric Regal Ibarra, the primary suspect in the crime. Palms Casino has reportedly been sold to San Manuel Band of Mission Indians. San Manuel runs an extremely successful casino in the Southern California. The tribe will now undertake their first venture in Las Vegas. The purchase has not been officially confirmed yet. We will update you as the story continues. The Clark County Fire Department is investigating reports of explosions and smell of gas in the southwest area of Las Vegas Valley on China Rain Street near Buffalo Drive and Mountain Edge Parkway. The explosion is said to be caused by a pool in the neighborhood. Southwest Gas responded by turning off the gas. Firefighters has not been able to find the leak or identify the cause of the explosion just yet. Luckily, no one was injured and everyone in the area has been reportedly evacuated. The Nevada Department of Motor Vehicles is extending the deadline for real IDs, which are just like regular IDs but with a star on it. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security announced that they will extend the deadline from October 1st to May 3rd, 2023. Drivers can now get their real IDs at the same time as other transactions, even while they're registering their car. You can visit the DMV's website for more information.
On Wednesday, President Biden announced yet another huge economic plan that would see large investments towards families. Studio G reporter Jonathan Corral has more on that.
On his 100th day in office, President Biden announced a $1.8 trillion plan titled the American Families Plan. Similar to the $1.9 trillion American Jobs Plan announced earlier this year, which sought to boost America's infrastructure, the American Families Plan seeks to invest money into lower and middle-class families, as well as the future generation of this country. Some of the provisions in this plan include offering free preschooling for children ages 3 to 4, 2 years of free community college, billions of dollars to be put into Pell Grants, financial assistance for historically Black colleges, and extended school food programs. The plan also includes a tax increase among the richest Americans making more than $1 million annually. Of course, this plan will most certainly face backlash once it hits the Senate, as Republicans have already been vocally against some of the provisions, such as the tax increase. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Jonathan Corral.
Let's hope that the bill does not become completely gutted by the time it passes the Senate, and that the government does what it can to help American families.
It's a favorite of many Las Vegas locals, boba, but recently there has been a shortage in the supply. Studio G reporter Anthony Ramos tells us why.
If you're anything like me, milk tea is one of your favorite things to drink, especially if it has those little balls of tapioca joy at the bottom. But those might be harder and harder to find in the near future. Here's why. The COVID-19 pandemic is to blame for yet another shortage here in the U.S. In a video posted to their Instagram, the Boba Guys, a nationally known boba brand, stated that the pandemic has caused issues with supply and demand.
It started with a global pandemic, which has caused a major congestion and shortage in the supply chain. You might have noticed that a lot of the boba shops have already announced that they're running out of some of the supplies, including the tapioca balls.
Boba pearls come from the cassava root, a tapioca starch that is not grown commercially here in the United States. It is typically grown in parts of Asia. Boba arrives to the U.S. through container ship, arriving most frequently to California. Sweet Tea, a fairly new boba shop in the Valley, says that customers have left as a result of the lack of boba.
Well, we were a little bit busier early on, and then once the shortage started happening, we had some customers leave because we were out of boba.
Ghost says that they have added limitations as a result to conserve boba.
So we kind of try to limit it as much as we can a day, like maybe cooking a couple of bowls, so that we can last a day and then at least have a little bit more until it comes in. So sometimes we run out around 6, maybe 7.
Here in the U.S., the shipment of those tapioca boba balls has not stopped completely. It is just slowed. For right now, you can go to any boba shop in the city and get boba, although some do have limitations as to how much you can get. For Studio G, I'm Anthony Ramos.
The shortage has been in effect since roughly the beginning of April. Don't go anywhere. Studio G will be right back.
For generations, America's veterans have stepped up and made great sacrifices to protect our families and our freedoms. But today, with the COVID-19 crisis, many veterans are struggling just to get by. Thousands have lost their jobs or closed their businesses, leaving them unable to provide for their families or get the care they need. More than 50% are 60 or older. Many have disabilities and chronic health conditions. It's time for all of us to step up to help those who have given so much. At DAV, we've been helping America's ill and injured veterans for 100 years. But right now, the need is greater than ever. Give to the DAV COVID-19 Relief Fund and help us provide critical services and financial assistance to veterans who are struggling. Go to dav.org/helpvets or call now. Your donation will make a life-saving difference for our nation's heroes.
Good afternoon, Rebels. I'm here today with your weather for the weekend and the rest of the week. So, first of all, we have a high of 91 today and a low of 67, which means you can have your jacket tonight. It might be a little windy, but it's honestly going to be a great day. It's not the 25th, but as they say in Miss Congeniality, it's the perfect day for a jacket and a time at the park. We also have 80 degrees tonight with clear skies and a low of 70. There's going to be winds of 7 miles per hour, which is not bad for Las Vegas. Trust me, we've been here with some times where we could have blown away. But I personally, like I said, love to wear a jacket at night. But don't worry, in a few weeks, it's going to be so hot, you're not going to be able to wear anything. Across the valley, we have an array of 80-degree weather. I'm not going to go into it. Y'all can see it's 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, which means it's only going to get warmer. Be happy now, because in June, it's going to be hundreds. And for the next 5 days, like I said this weekend, sunny, sunny, sunny. A little cloudy on Saturday and Sunday, which I don't think is great. My birthday is on Saturday and it's going to be cloudy. That's not fair. But that's okay, because it's Las Vegas and the weather only gets better. After the break, we take a look into sneaker culture. Don't go anywhere. Studio G will be right back.
We all look up to someone. Could be parents, teachers, or coaches. They give and give and give, and then they give some more. Their impact, immeasurable. Their sacrifices, too many to count. So to all the mentors in our lives who helped us get to right here and now, thank you.
I'm always the first one up. I'm always up for a challenge. I'll overcome any obstacle. I don't believe in limits. I refuse to be average.
Welcome back to Studio G. This rapper's first ever sneakers are now the most expensive in the world. Sotheby's auction house says Kanye West's Yeezy sold for $1.8 million in a private sale.
They were sold to Rares, which is an investing platform that allows users to buy and trade shares in limited edition and highly sought after sneakers. The company's CEO says buying Yeezys is like buying a piece of history.
Speaking of fresh kicks, Studio G reporter Yavni Gully has more on shoe culture.
Here we go.
I like the music too.
I do. It takes you back, don't it?
It does.
Michael Jordan, your defending champ from the '87 dunk contest in Seattle.
Can date back to 1985. The music group Run DMC flashed the Adidas superstars and Michael Jordan jump-starting trend
basketball shoe. On October 18th, the NBA threw them out of the game.
Celebrities like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and the iconic Kanye West have taken over the shoe. Travis Scott collaborations can sell for more than $100 to thousands of dollars off of the retail price. Keeping up with fashion trends can be a profitable business for those with a passion for style. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Yamini Gali.
Welcome back. I sit down with Lexi, a local influencer who is definitely in the sneaker game. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So I want to start off, how did you get into sneakers? Like, what's it like?
I first started getting into sneakers. I started playing basketball in like 7th grade. So I started getting into like Jordans and like Kobe's, Katie's, all around that time. So being around basketball, definitely there's like a sneaker culture around there. And I would say like when I was younger, I really loved like the KDs, the Kobe's, which are like a mash of all their shoes that they put together from the line. So like the KD 6s, like just all the crazy unique patterns, like really got me interested in sneakers.
So you mentioned basketball players like LeBron James, Kevin Durant. How has celebrities influenced the way that sneakers are today?
I think celebrities definitely have a huge impact on sneakers. They definitely make sneakers more popular, like certain fashion, certain trends, like certain shoes. Like if you see a post of them wearing them on Instagram, like the value is gonna go up because everybody wants the shoe after they see their favorite star wear them.
Yes, so we mentioned how sneakers has now turned into a business, and you talk about how the value of a shoe can go up just by a celebrity wearing the shoe.
Yeah.
What is it in resale culture that makes a good shoe, besides like obviously celebrity influence?
I think in resale culture, what makes a good shoe is just like, honestly, like who's wearing it, like what's in right now. Like a lot of ones are in right now, like you have the silver toes on, yes. Like I see you stepping. It just depends, like the trends, like right now a lot of ones are in style, a lot of the Travis Scotts, like you have like obviously like rappers that'll make their own shoe line and like their fans just love them. I think it just really depends on like the popularity. A lot of people like to wear what's in style, like what's popping right now. Like it was like the forces, now we got the ones. Like it really depends on the year. Like everybody wants like what's in.
Right. So are you in the business of reselling shoes as well?
Yeah, I resell shoes a little bit. I'm not too crazy about it, but I do resell a good amount of shoes.
So how is it like getting into that market? What would be the first step for someone who wants to be in the resale culture?
Well, I would say just start by going on the apps, like the Nike Sneakers app, like the JD Sports, Champs, Foot Locker. Like, you gotta set that alarm for 6:58, 6:59.
Yes.
Go on Nike, enter the raffles, enter like every sneaker you can, like that might be popping, and then like look online, see the value, see like what the resale value might be, so you can make a profit off the shoes. And like once you hit on like your first pair, you kind of have a way in because you have these shoes that everybody wants. And then once you trade your shoes or sell your shoes, let's say for like they were $100 and you flip them for $400, like once you do that, you kind of have that extra profit that you can go around and like buy and resell, and it just keeps going.
Yes. So for an average person getting into like the sneaker stuff, it's hard to get those first pair of shoes.
Yeah.
We mentioned the sneaker app, having to be up at 7 a.m. to get that first drop, and then still might not even get the shoe. So what is it like to be in this? Like how hard is it to actually get a shoe?
It is actually pretty hard. I know a lot of people, I've just been blessed on sneakers. I hit a lot on sneakers. I've hit on like the Off-White 4s, the Off-White 5s, a lot of dunks, like the Coast dunks, the Green Glow dunks that just came out. It just depends. Honestly, I'm kind of a lucky individual. So I started off pretty easy. I started by like getting my first hit on them. You really just got to keep trying. You can also enter like in-person raffles, like here in Vegas, you can enter raffles at different stores, and that probably gives you a better chance because you're like, more like of like a 1 in 1,000 chance than like a 1 out of all these millions of people waking up at different time zones going for the same pair of shoes. So I definitely think it is like just trying locally, just keep trying until you get that pair, until you get those 2 pairs and you start getting into it. I didn't really get into it on purpose. I just get really lucky with like the sneakers. So I just started reselling my shoes because I hit on so many that I like didn't want them. Right. I didn't need to keep that many. So
yes, you're clearly into the fashion game. I'm loving the outfit.
Thank you.
So what is your favorite / go-to pair of shoes?
My favorite or go-to? Okay, I'm going to give you 2 answers.
Okay.
My favorite pair of shoes, God, there's so many. My favorite pair of shoes would have to be the Cause 4s. The Cause 4s, the Strange Love Dunks are so bomb. Those are beautiful. I love those. Those are beautiful. I love gotta kick it back to the originals. Gotta go back to the Kobe's, the Grinches.
Yes.
I have a pair of Silks that I love them. The What the Katie 6s. But I would say my go-to shoes would definitely be some 4s, like what I have on. I love my Off-White 4s. These ones, which are the purple metallic 4s. I have the cool grays. Like, I love the style. I love the swag of the 4s. Like, they're definitely like a bigger, chunkier shoe. I also love the Dunks that have been coming out lately. I like Dunks just to keep it calm and cool.
Awesome. Now you mentioned Kobe, and obviously you have the Kobe-inspired outfit. It was recently announced that widow of the late Kobe Bryant, Vanessa Bryant, did not renew his contract with Nike. So you see that Yeezy and his first pair of prototype Yeezy sold for $1.3 million. So what do you think the value could be for a pair of Kobe's after this news breaks?
Oh, I think it's definitely going to skyrocket, especially after Kobe's death. A lot of resellers, like that's the issue about reseller culture, is that a lot of people are like culture vultures and they just want the money. So as soon as he passed away, like everyone was selling their used pair of Kobe's. Like a lot of people were selling their Kobe's just off the facts, like off his name. So that was really sad to see. I keep mine close to my heart. But I think they're definitely gonna be going up, especially because the contract wasn't renewed.
Yes.
So especially after this year, they're definitely gonna start climbing for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sitting down with us and giving us a little insight on sneaker culture.
Awesome.
Studio G will be right back after this break.
NDOT's top priority is keeping you safe and connected. One of the many ways we strive to keep you safe is by taking an active role with improving the quality of stormwater runoff entering our waterways from our roads and highways. From constructing and maintaining roads to monitoring our waterways, NDOT's dedicated environmental professionals are focused on reducing the impact of our projects on our environment. We do our very best to preserve Nevada's waters for future generations.
This is a storm drain. It collects stormwater. Grass clippings, fertilizer, yard waste, they all contaminate our stormwater. Litter, pet waste, they also contaminate it. Fluids from leaking vehicles run right in there. All stormwater goes untreated directly to our local waterways. Keep contaminants out of our storm drains and out of our waters.
Join us in preserving Nevada's waters for future generations. Visit lovenvwaters.com.
Welcome back to Studio G. This weekend in sports news, the Golden Knights hit the road to continue on their win streak, and the Rebels men's golf team fights for the Mountain West title. But first, tonight is the first night in which the lives of 259 college football players changed forever. The NFL draft kicks off at 5 p.m. with Clemson quarterback Trevor Lawrence expected to go first overall in the Jaguars. The Raiders are set to pick up at 17, and some experts are thinking they will select Trevor Moehrig out of the TCU. Tune in into ESPN, ABC, or the NFL Network to find out. In hockey news, after winning their 11th straight game last night against the Avalanche 5-2, the Golden Knights will play 2 games in Arizona before heading up to Minnesota for a part of games against the Wild.
Finally, the Rebel men's golf team look to keep their postseason hopes alive as they travel to Tucson for Mountain West Championship. UNLV is paired with UNR and Colorado State and will tee off on the back 9 tomorrow at 7 a.m. The Scarlet and Gray won the tournament 3 years in a row from 2016 to 2018, and we cannot wait to see what they do this year. Good luck, Rebels. Be sure to check back with us on Tuesday to see the results of this weekend's action right here on Studio G.
Now let's send it over to Katora with today's entertainment.
Here's what to watch. Kicking off this What to Watch segment is the now 15-year-old classic Stick It. From the brainchild of Bring It On, Stick It follows juvenile delinquent and gymnastics prodigy Haley Graham as she's forced back into the sport she grew to hate in order to avoid jail time. It's a story of friendship, doing what you love, and not letting people rule over your life. Bad Girls Club's fans can finally rejoice as this much-beloved reality TV show has finally found its streaming home on Hulu coming May 1st. If you're not well-versed in this TV classic, it's 7 women in a luxurious mansion for 3 months as they work through their physical and attitudinal problems. I'm so happy to be able to talk about this show. I thought it would be lost in the trenches of TV land. Baker and the Beauty premiered a little over a year ago on ABC as a U.S. adaptation of an Israeli TV show of the same name. With the setting as gorgeous as Miami and drama that's more lighthearted than usual, it's easy to fall in love with the Baker and the Beauty. This brand new thriller from Freeform and Jessica Biel takes place over 3 summers, 1993, 1994, and 1995, and tells the intertwined stories of Golden Girl Kate Wallace and ugly duckling turned swan Jeanette Turner. Check out the trailer right now.
You were the one who told me that Kate went missing, remember? You were the only person who knew before anybody else.
I feel like I just disappeared and she took my place.
I'm not the villain. I'm the victim. I'm the victim.
April 20th, the series premiere of Cruel Summer on Freeform, next day on Hulu.
What did you think? I am honestly so enthralled and excited. When was the last time we were forced to consume a show weekly instead of binge watching? Lastly, a major star is getting her voice back. There has been new updates on the Britney Spears legal battle with her father, and Jasmine Nguyen has more.
Earlier this week, Britney Spears announced that she will be speaking on her own behalf during court after 13 years of a conservatorship. Britney Spears is a pop star that rose to fame at an early age, and she gained popularity during the early 2000s. Britney Spears' father, Jamie Spears, has had a conservatorship over Britney since her mental breakdown in 2007. A conservatorship is a legal term meaning a person is appointed to oversee the financial and personal affairs of a person deemed incapable. Spears has not talked publicly about her legal battle with her dad. Because of Hulu's recent documentary titled Framing Britney Spears, attention has been drawn back to the legal battle. Concerned fans have questioned Jamie Spears' motive behind renewing the conservatorship and whether or not he has had his daughter's best interests in mind. Fans have also started the movement #FreeBritney. Lawyers have been fighting the terms of agreement for a little over a year now, as Britney Spears no longer wants her father to have control over her affairs. Spears' parents have argued that they only wanted what was best for their daughter. Her attorney said that she, quote, was afraid of her father. It is not clear what Spears will be saying during her court appearance. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Jasmine Nguyen.
Britney Spears is expected to speak in court on June 23rd. Now back to Ariel and Sydney for today's kicker.
Thank you, Katora. Before we go, everyone's favorite Peruvian bear has toppled one of cinema's most influential classics. Paddington 2 recently managed to take the #1 spot as Rotten Tomatoes' highest-rated film, beating out Citizen Kane, a classic which many consider to be a landmark film in movie history.
Yesterday, the Paddington Bear Twitter account jokingly tweeted out, quote, "I do hope Mr. Kane won't be too upset when he hears I've overtaken him with Rotten Tomatoes," end quote. Have you seen Paddington Bear?
I haven't seen the first one. I may actually go watch them, see the first one and the second one now.
Yes, catch up, get to see that second one.
Yeah.
I feel like growing up, my favorite movie was probably The Goonies. That's the first one that comes to mind.
Obviously, I'm a fan of The Little Mermaid. It's just
Classic.
kind of, yeah, it's taken, right?
That's all we have for today. I'm Sydney Arpano.
And I'm Ariel Mack. Thank you for watching, and be sure to tune in Tuesday at noon.